My senior friends, this episode is for you. For those who found the love of your life, built a home together, and raised a family. For those who faithfully devoted years, even decades, to supporting a company while providing for the people you love. And for those who pursued a dream, poured your heart into meaningful work, or dedicated yourself to serving others. These are the lives we imagine when we're young. We picture ourselves working hard, loving deeply, and raising a family, and eventually arriving at a season of peace. But life isn't a Hallmark movie. Life is organic. Like water flowing through a stream, our lives intersect with countless others, shaping and being shaped by every relationship, every experience, and every unexpected turn along the way. And along that journey, we encounter obstacles. A soulmate dies far too soon. A traumatic event changes the course of an entire family. A misunderstanding grows into years of estrangement from a son or daughter. Dreams are interrupted, hearts are broken, loss becomes part of our story. And then one day, almost without realizing it, you've reached your golden years. But instead of relaxing, enjoying the peace you've earned, you find yourself weighed down by memories of past hurts, disappointments, and losses. Again, like water, your subconscious follows the channels it has traveled for years. Those familiar pathways become your mind's default way of thinking and feeling, quietly influencing your emotions, your relationships, and even your health. And until those paths are changed, the past continues to shape the present. The truth is, growing old doesn't automatically heal emotional wounds. Sometimes it simply gives us more time to carry them. But what if those channels could be redirected? What if you could finally release the emotional weight you've carried for years and experience the peace, freedom, and contentment you've been searching for all along? After all, it's never too late to find peace, and your past doesn't define your future. So let's talk about where those emotional burdens begin. In this episode, we'll focus on some key areas of life experiences where you can release the past, embrace peace, and live with contentment. And we'll begin with early childhood experiences. Unfortunately for some, things happen in our early childhood that no child should ever have to experience. Regardless of the situation, physical abuse, emotional abuse, neglect, abandonment, or simply growing up feeling unseen, it's critical to create a state of inner peace, emotional freedom, and self-love. To remove or take away the self-blame and to release the unresolved pain from the experiences. Now, that's not to say what happened wasn't wrong. Rather, it transforms a perception of personal guilt or shame and allows you to release that state of emotional freedom and relief. Now, let's take a couple minutes to discuss parenting challenges. Parenting doesn't end when your children become adults. In many ways, it becomes even more complicated. We replay decisions we made decades ago. We wonder if we were too strict or not strict enough. We wish we had spent more time together. We wish we had said, "I'm proud of you," more often. Sometimes a son or a daughter walks away. Sometimes addiction enters the family. Sometimes grandchildren grow up barely knowing us. And sometimes, despite doing the very best we knew how, we still carry guilt. Most parents never stop being parents. The beautiful truth is this: you can't rewrite yesterday's parenting, but you can release yesterday's pain. And when you do, you often become the parent and grandparent that you've always wanted to be. Another area to release emotional weight from the past centers around relationships and heartbreak. Relationships are one of life's greatest blessings, and sometimes it's a great source of pain. People change, we change. A path of love and togetherness grows apart. Years of planning a future together is suddenly subjected to the challenges and pain of divorce or separation. And this is particularly hard for seniors. According to a recent study from Bowling Green State University, people 50 or older make up nearly 40% of the divorcing population, up from just 8% in 1990. Divorce can feel uniquely devastating and often even crippling to seniors. Late life divorce can lead to feelings of betrayal, anger, failure, and rejection after many years together. And if not dealt with, it can lead to isolation, lack of self-worth, and depression. For seniors, it's important to learn to let go of the lingering effects and embrace the years ahead with purpose, to create a sense of meaning and contentment in this chapter of their life. The same holds true for surviving the death of a spouse, which brings deep heartbreak and grief, along with a sense of insecurity. That person you always leaned on to, who supported you and carried you in ways that brought deep feelings of security, is no longer with you. The loss of a spouse represents an end to a shared life experience. Love changes us, loss changes us, but neither has to define the rest of our lives. Another key area to find emotional freedom and peace is retirement and identity. For decades, when someone asked, "What do?" you had an answer. Teacher, engineer, carpenter, nurse, homemaker, business owner. Then retirement arrives. Suddenly the calendar becomes quiet. The phone rings less. People need you less often. And without realizing it, you begin to ask yourself, who am I now? Retirement shouldn't be viewed as the end of your usefulness. It's the beginning of choosing how you'll spend the most valuable resource you have left, your time. And honestly, that's where the fun begins. A return to old hobbies that had not fit into the busy daily schedule of your younger days. The exploration of internal gifts and self-challenges you never took the time to experience, and the discovery of new friendships and relationships that continue to build connections, create greater joy, and help heal. I believe we should embrace this new chapter with a sense of curiosity. I also believe we're spiritual entities having a human experience, and to be privileged to experience an extended life is a blessing not afforded to many. One of the greatest ways that we can honor those we've loved is not by carrying our pain forever, but by living the rest of our lives with peace, gratitude, and joy. After all, you can't change the events of your life, but you can change the way those events continue to live inside you. And the good news is that those emotional pathways aren't permanent, they can change. As one of only a handful of preferred Psych-k facilitators worldwide, and a senior myself, I've had the privilege of helping people release emotional burdens that they've carried for decades. If you're ready to release, heal, and live fully, I'm here to assist. My contact information is provided in the description below. You've spent a lifetime caring for others. Perhaps now it's time to give yourself permission to heal. Thanks for watching, and remember, the answer is within you to build a better you and to own your destiny. Take care, and God bless.